What is going on, everybody? We're back with another CCW review. I'm Nick,
And I'm Joe.
and I almost said I'm depraved. And this is CCW,
Well, you
and
are, but
we're talking about AEW Dynamite from Wednesday, April, because it'd be on any other day, right? April April 8th, and man. So before we get into the show, I have a little bit of news to talk about that really grinds my gears.
ooh, grinding of the gears.
I just want to make it known how much I hate TNA as a company.
Ooh, this is spicy. I didn't know you were going here. Why is that?
So there were some matches planned at this little indie event
Sure.
that everyone at for whatever reason seemed to be really cool with until today. Like 2 days.
Is it during WrestleMania season?
2 days.
Like the weekend?
Well, that's not what it is.
Oh,
So
okay.
this was the event that MJF was supposed to wrestle Nick Nemeth.
Ah,
TNA pulled Nick Nemeth from the match, but is allowing him to wrestle Bear Bronson at the same event. So it's 100% they don't want him wrestling with MJF because MJF works for AEW and they're
they don't
partnered
want
with
their guy to
WWE.
get beat because he's an ex-WWE guy. It devalues him to the fans of the WWE product.
No, it doesn't.
I agree with that.
He's
but
not
I'm
in
just
that
saying,
company.
like,
In fact, it don't even devalue anybody that's watching him in TNA because ain't nobody really watching TNA. So
hey man, they got TV. Thanks WWE.
it's such a stupid thing. So MJF's got an open challenge at the same event now. And he's not the
The screwed up thing is, you could book around that.
yeah.
There doesn't have to be a definitive winner.
You could book around it, but honestly, I don't think anyone cares, right? As far as fans go, there is
No, they just want to see an awesome match between two
and
people that probably don't come through their town very often, especially at an affordable show, anyways.
right, and you as a company are objectively the reason why this show is worse than it was. Objectively,
Yeah.
this isn't
Yeah, and the indie promoter can't do anything. They're locked in because they need those talents to do these big shows. So they just are left, holding their dick, hoping that the next time they won't get interfered with.
right. So and they're not the only one. Someone else got pulled from a match with another person in AEW as well, and
Yeah, to be fair, AEW has done the same thing. So it's not limited to just TNA.
no, I hate it when anyone does it, but today it's TNA that gets my wrath. So
Yep. Everybody does, though. Do better, people.
listen, everybody preaches forbidden doors and being able to do cross promotional stuff, but when somebody finally
Only
gets
when they want it to
a
happen.
real opportunity to have it happen, somebody is shitty about it, and that drives me nuts. It's the whole
Not everybody can be in JPW and just
It's
be cool with their talent getting beat all the time.
it's PlayStation and Xbox all over again with
Tribalism, brother, it's on everything.
oh, what is it with
You're either on my side or you're 1,000% against me.
with crossplay was specifically what I was going for. Anyways, so Dynamite. Backstage, we start off.
What a weird show.
Osprey and Mox are fighting, but then the Death Riders get involved and a car pulls up. And listen, I loved everything about this except for Windsor getting out of the car, trying to puff her chest up like she's great. Everything else was fine. I didn't even mind when Windsor actually started fighting with her in the back. But Windsor did this whole thing where she jumped out that Jeep and she had her chest like full out. And I'm just like, you're not that bad, Windsor. You're not that bad. I don't.
But she's Windsor.
Yeah.
Of course she's that bad.
No. I mean, she's that bad. But I
didn't like this. I want this feud to be one-on-one, and to your point, you're like, it's the Death Riders. That was never going to happen. And you're right.
The match will
and
be.
I hate it, and I hate it for that.
The match itself will be one-on-one.
All the build up to it has been just giant attacks on one person, and now this weird group that Osprey pulled out of his ass.
No, he didn't. No, he's actually friends with these guys. He helped get them all
I
started
know,
and
but
everything.
where the fuck were they weeks ago when this maybe could have been a little more interesting?
This all plays into us not watching everything. So, Osprey was actually over in Japan for one of their
I saw the
shows,
clip.
and he asked them for help, and they're like, "Yeah, sure." And here we are. Um,
Yeah, I saw the clip. Social media exists, but
so they eventually fight into the arena, and the faces end up on top during this little brawl. And Osprey gets a mic and introduces his friends. He's like, "Hey, we should do the United Empire versus the Death Riders tonight," and it's made official.
yeah, Adam Pearce came out and said it's
Yeah,
official.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. That's the only forbidden door we get. Um, backstage, tonight was a Don Callis night. It kind of bothered me. Don Callis announces Fletcher's out. Announces the TNT title will be up for grabs in the Casino Gauntlet at Dynasty, and he is Kyle Fletcher strong. That's pretty much how that all.
Yeah, this was a nothing segment.
He announced what we had already read on Twitter. Now, had we not already read it on Twitter,
See, that's the weird thing though, because AEW expects you to know one thing from social media, but explains something entirely different on their televisions. They're booking for the smart marks, right? The internet fans,
right?
which is half the problem because that's why they're not growing, because they can't attract any casual people, because if anybody does watch, they're confused as fuck. They're like, who are these people?
Yeah, but if they play to the casual fans, we jump on our show like right now, and we're like, I don't want to see another vignette. We've seen enough vignettes. Stop with the vignettes.
Now,
We
granted,
watch every week.
there is a balance, but even the people that they brought over from New Japan, I compared it to like watching a movie, right? This feud has been a movie. Now we're 2/3 of the way through the movie, and we're introducing a whole new cast of characters to this movie.
Yeah. Will went and got his
It's
friends.
just-
He
it's
was tired of
messy.
getting his ass beat.
It's just in the final act. Like I said,
Yeah.
would have been fine. Like
This is
after a third.
this is literally the most logical storytelling AEW has
I'm
done.
not saying it's not logical. I'm questioning the timing of it.
It was just a reason to get people involved to have a big brawl.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong there. Pardon me for expecting more. I guess I should know better by now.
Well, no, I get what you're saying. I feel you care more than you should.
It's hard to argue with that.
We start off with match number 1. Darby Allin, Bandito, and Jack Perry versus Takeshita, Andrade, and Mark Davis. This match had me so confused because we start the match, Andrade gets in the ring. As he's getting ready to tie up, he gets out of the ring and walks off. And I'm like, oh,
Leaves.
He
just fucking leaves.
He just abandoned the squad. Like, this is going to piss Don Callis out. But, it was a ruse. And it fooled me probably more than it fooled Darby.
Yeah, because Darby they beat up on the heels 3-on-2, and then Darby got a microphone and called his ass back out. It was weird. It was awkward. It was off.
He called him a bitch. Eventually Tak comes up and grabs him from behind, and he does his roll through German. And listen, shout out to Tak for having the wherewithal to realize after the first roll through he still wasn't off the ramp, so he rolled through one more time so that he just didn't dump Darby on his top of his head.
Right. There was a part in this match where Don Callis confused the shit out of Tony Schiavone.
Listen, the whole family's confusing everyone.
He was talking about Jack Perry being in with the Don Callis family, and he meant like in the ring. It was implied, and it confused the fuck out of Tony Schiavone. He's like, "What do you mean he's in the Don Callis family?" And Don Callis is like, "What?"
Right. So, anyways, after he calls Andrade Don Callis' little bitch and gets Germaned. A little bit later in the match, Jack Perry hits a nice little moonsault off the turnbuckle to the outside, and then shortly thereafter catches a wonderful elbow from Takeshita. Um, Darby dove out onto Andrade, and then he chased down Don Callis. But shortly thereafter, he got tossed into the timekeeper's area. And guys, when I say he got tossed into the timekeeper's area, so when you were a kid,
Oh man.
if you had siblings, sometimes they would do this thing. Now, I didn't have this problem because I had one sibling. The problem, though, is I did kind of have this problem because I had one sibling who had friends his age. And so I've experienced this to different degrees. Mine was usually I got wrapped up in a blanket and then tossed like this. But one of them grabbed their hands, one of them grabs his feet, and they did the whole swinging back and forth thing. And then they launched his ass over the timekeeper's table into the. Like, I'm pretty sure he was supposed to land on the timekeeper's table, but he cleared it by a mile. I'm surprised he didn't end up in the crowd.
Right.
But it was funny. It made me laugh. I was like, poor Darby.
No, that's his whole shtick is taking
It
these
is.
bumps, dude. That's what he's there for.
Davis hits his clothesline and pile driver to Jack Perry. Andrade hits the blind tag, comes in, hits the DM. Heels get the win. I was excited to see this because, like, I feel like the heels should win more often.
Yeah, it was clean too.
Yeah, it was.
The baby faces can recover from this. The heels, it would have been rougher, but the baby faces will be fine.
Yeah, I don't think like a booker anymore. I'm done with thinking like a booker. Not my job. Post match, I was just glad to see Andrade win. I've tried to book for Tony. He doesn't listen to me, so I don't care anymore. I'm just along for the ride.
Tony doesn't even know what the fuck Tony doesn't even listen to himself. He goes back on things, changes things, requalifies things as something different. There was some of that on this show, as a matter of fact.
Right. Post match, the heels beat down the faces, and then the Bucks came out to help, and then more of the Don Phallus. Whatever, that's fine. Family came out. Everyone started catching super kicks, and then Okada came out and helped take out the Bucks. At this point, Taka and Okada start stomping the Bucks, and it's basically a dick measuring contest.
Yeah, I stomped him harder than you did.
Which turns into them starting to swing on each other, which was great. The rest of the Don Callis family break them up. The Rascals come out and jump on a bunch of people. So they jump over the top rope, and Okada comes from fucking left screen and runs over just to throw a middle finger up in fucking Tak's face and then run off the screen. I started laughing hysterically. And at that point, Myron Reed comes in and he dives over the top on Okada because they have a match on Collision.
Yep.
Fun little segment to end the thing. It was chaotic. I like chaos.
It was overly chaotic. But,
so,
hey, you got a lot of people on TV.
Yeah,
the Rascals know what a Wednesday looks like now.
Yeah, they do, even though they're not wrestling till Saturday.
Yeah, but it's probably recorded on this day.
No, I think it's live.
Really?
I think they already said it's live.
Interesting, then.
Backstage, Dr. Michael Sampson, Mr. Sampson, is
Mr.
with
Sampson.
Is with Lexi, and he says MJF was trying to get into Kenny's head. He's been cleared. He's good to go. He's not going to die. And
don't listen to Tony's booking.
I liked this because one of the things we bitched about last week was how stupid that segment sounded, because it's like, yeah, you're about to die. Well, no, he's not about to die, or he wouldn't be wrestling. Like, you can't expect us to believe shit like that.
To suspend disbelief like that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
it wasn't just us. Pretty much everybody hated it.
So I was glad.
It's good that he listened and course corrected, but it was should have never happened in the first damn place.
No,
what stupid lines! It made MJF look like an idiot.
Yeah, it did. Well, it didn't make Omega look any better, because then he was like, you don't have any balls, and it's like, oh yeah, good job, Kenny. Like, what are we doing?
Well,
it doesn't get better.
Much better. It was better, just not much better.
Match 2, TBS Championship match, and I was like, huh? And Queen Amanada came out, and then I was like, oh no.
Yeah, apparently all you need to do to get a title shot is just return from injury.
Yeah, it's about accurate.
Wins and losses matter, people.
With that being said, though, Well, again, though, I don't mind random title matches. Like, I feel like wrestling needs more of that. It just
I don't
bothers.
mind title matches. I don't think they should be just given to anybody.
I'm fine with them being given to anybody. If a face wants to be a fighting champion, by all means. I just don't like the idea of somebody like. There's so many other women on this roster that's been in the ring, out the ring for the last 6 months, whatever, that could have gotten it.
Earning their spot.
But yeah, no, she just came back from injury. It was like, bam, right in a title match. That's some Charlotte type shit there. So,
Yeah, boy, you ain't wrong.
although to be fair, Charlotte's got a much nicer history in terms of being great.
Well, we're still waiting on Queen Aminata to be great.
Well, there's good news. She was good tonight, and that hurts.
She was not bad.
That hurts.
There was
me
only
to say.
one awkward spot where they were
Dosey-doing in the
square
ring?
dancing with each other.
So yeah, Queen Aminata was trying to set up for some kind of like arm bar or something. There were two awkward spots. That was the first one. The second one, okay, we'll get there. So this entire match, Sheeta's apparently watching from the stands, and I hate this. I think it's stupid. Not because I think it's like the Sheeta possible heel turn is necessarily a bad thing, but like I've never been a fan of somebody just standing there watching people wrestle in the arena as like a, oh, I'm watching you type thing. I've always thought it was stupid.
I don't know. We kind of like Tony Storm doing it from the balcony.
No, I like when she comes out after the match and talks her shit.
Well, they were watching the matches and stuff too because that's when what's her name was jumping her in the crowd and stuff while she was watching matches. It just depends on the situation.
It does. Did Sheeta pick up a mic afterwards? I don't think I heard her talk.
Thankfully.
No, then she shouldn't fucking be out there. Stay in the back and watch TV.
We wouldn't know anyways because production missed the end of the match where they acknowledged that she was even there in the first place.
That is true. Now, for the other thing that failed miserably. So Willow goes for a pounce on Aminata. Well, she goes for the pounce. Aminata hits the headbutt. Willow falls against the ropes, comes back, clotheslines the shit out of her, and I actually thought that was a good sequence. However, when Willow goes and actually completes the pounce, I hate Willow's pounce. I have not seen it look good in so long. Because everybody
they don't know how to take it.
Everybody always tries to jump into it to get extra air. You don't need to jump into it. She's a big girl. All she needs to do is plow into you and you fucking fly.
Right, let her throw that ass at you and you're going to fly. You don't have to jump. And if you jump, you need to jump away when she hits you.
Yeah. And also, she shouldn't be hitting it so close to the ropes and like knocking people into the ropes with it.
That's a positioning thing, and yes, she can get better at that. Absolutely.
And that falls on both of them at that point. That's
I agree. It's a positioning thing. They both are at fault.
But other than those two specific spots, it was actually a really well wrestled match, entertaining.
It really was. We're kind of shitting on it, but in all seriousness, best Queen Aminata match by far.
Yeah, best Queen Aminata match I've ever seen. Like one of the things. She didn't like rush to get to spots. She didn't rush to get through things. Everything felt natural in the match. She was selling really well.
She was laying her shit in too. That one of those elbows she hit Willow with, I think she really hit her with. And if she didn't, that's the whole point. It looked great.
Right. Willow goes to look at Sheeta at the end of the match, and as she gets over, they immediately cut to, hey, Jericho's promo pick for tonight. And I was like, well, that's a dick move.
All right, the bigger star needs to be shined on a little extra. Sigh. God, man, if their production would just improve a little bit, like 15%, I would be over the moon happy.
Well, you know what also makes you over the moon happy?
Of this next segment?
The in-ring segment where Jericho comes out.
Transition much?
Which, by the way, he's in great fucking shape. I haven't seen Jericho look this good in shape.
Every time he goes away.
I haven't noticed it.
It
Usually,
don't matter. Can he actually still move his body in a functional way to put on a match that is worth seeing on pay-per-view
we're gonna find out.
against an opponent that is designed to just bump for him, I guess.
Yeah, if there's anybody that's
I
capable of doing it,
doubt Jericho's bumping for him. I don't even know if Jericho can take some of his moves.
so basically he came out. He was like, I'm making it official. I'm signing a brand new contract. He's like, I'm back home. I've taken a lot of risks, include going all in with AEW in 2019. He's excited to keep helping raise it into what it can become. He's admitting to having both great matches and had a few stinkers as well. He talked about getting into great shape while he was gone so that he could be better for the company. He's like, I do care about helping to continue to build it, and I love pro wrestling. He goes to sign the contract. Ricochet's music hits, and immediately both Joe and I were like, oh God, no.
I just kept saying that, oh no, he's got a clipboard, he's going to be dangerous.
So Ricochet comes out. He's got, Goa with him, the Demand, as they are called together. And he does the heel thing. Canada sucks. He hates it here. They're like, we're not here to hurt Jericho. We just want you to go away. And I was like, I feel like this was like probably a program they were wanting to run before Jericho took some time off.
Yeah.
Because we could all agree with Ricochet at that point. But I'm actually kind of happy to see him back. He was gone for a year. So
we'll see.
He praises Jericho for what he's done, which I wish heels would stop doing shit like that. You're supposed to be shitting on somebody.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to put them on a pedestal. Run their ass down. Mock their accomplishments. Don't put over their accomplishments. Mock them.
Right. He says nobody wants Jericho here. And Jericho's like, wow, you're really bald. And I laughed. He signs the contract and he's like, I don't care what you think. He says, I do have a clause in my contract that's going to allow me to pick any opponent that I want for Dynamite. He's like, I could pick you, I could pick this person, someone in another row, whatever, his cousin.
Dynasty, by the way.
Whatever. He goes through and talks all his shit, all the people that he could pick. And he's like, I'm going to take some time to think about it. He takes 2 steps away. He's like, I thought about it. And he's like, I haven't done this in 10 years, so bear with me. And immediately I went, oh no.
Yeah, he dropped the AEW clipboard and had his own Jericho's sparkly clipboard.
He didn't drop it. It was a sticker. He pulled the...
Oh, would he just peel it off?
Yeah.
I missed that.
He pulled the sticker off. So it was the same clipboard.
Ah.
And then he does the whole, you just made the list. I popped because, like... Now here's the thing.
That was peak Jericho.
Do I like him? I don't think that was peak Jericho. Peak Jericho for me was Attitude Era Jericho.
Okay,
but
that was peak. That was the last time he was really, really good Jericho.
Right. Part of me is like, man, I really don't want him just rehashing shit that he was using in WWE. But then a part of me is also like, I would rather this than anything else he's done that I've seen in AEW.
We'll see. I'm not sure how good of a match this can be. Like I told you, I think this is Ricochet getting punished still. He's eating the pin easy and probably going to make Goa look really bad in the process as well.
Right. We'll see. We'll see.
All because he can't stay off of Twitter.
Backstage, Don Callis again is talking about Sunday. He says at Dynasty it's going to be the Bucks versus Okada and Takeshita. Talks like, I don't want to do this, and he's like, I'm the coach.
He's like, I want his belt.
You're gonna do what I'm saying. And he's like, well, I want his belt. He's like, fine. After the Dynasty match, you two can fight at Double or Nothing. And I'm like, well, at least we already know what we're getting that match now. as long as I stay healthy.
Well, that's it. He said like if they can cooperate. So he kind of put like some stakes, and Talk will go to cooperate. Okada will fuck him over, and he'll eat the pin from the Bucks while Okada laughs at him.
Right.
We've literally seen this before.
Match 3, Ciampa versus Mascara Dorada. Ciampa wins with his finisher, the knees, and
yeah, Ciampa was just there to bump for Dorada until the end when he hit his finish.
Yeah, this was just for whoever was going to come number 1 in the Battle Royal.
The Casino Battle Royal for the TNT title.
And
or Casino Gauntlet. It's a gauntlet, not a Battle Royal.
Also, I just want to make it a point. I am glad that both Jericho and Ricochet have a match together, because that means neither of them are going to be in this fucking gauntlet, okay? So you know what?
Right.
Take your negativity, because that's a word, negativity, and toss it.
Yeah. I'm happy. I want Ciampa to win.
I
Him
don't
being
even...
number 1, I hope.
You know who
I
want to win it? Listen, because I think it would be funny and different. I want Mark Davis to be in this fucking thing, and I want him to win it.
I wouldn't be... You know what? I wouldn't be mad about that.
And I
like Mark Davis.
Because here's the thing.
Give the other Aussie Open guy the title.
Exactly. Well, there's that, but I also think he could take it and just turn it into a bruiser style fucking title thing.
You like Miro did when Miro was the TNT champion like 2.5 years ago?
I don't remember anything about Miro and AEW other than I don't want to wrestle.
Yeah, you didn't get to see peak Miro. He was over like crazy, dude.
Oh, I believe it. But
and then he got into that I don't want to lose to people shit. And him and Aleister Black sat at home because he was also like that.
And now they're both just over in WWE, losing
their asses off. I hope you're happy. And doing interviews like, I just wanted to wrestle. No, the fuck you didn't.
Yeah,
you wanted to wrestle if you were winning. But I digress.
Backstage, Connors was beating up the OC in the background while Finlay was talking trash.
Yeah, they stole the Josh Alexander spot.
Well, the difference, though, is they're actually beating up actual wrestlers as opposed to Josh Alexander and them beating up nobodies.
But it was better with Josh Alexander.
Only because, listen, this was a very bad promo segment. Yes. I don't think any of them sounded good. And I've heard all three of them at least sound good at some point. Gabe less than others.
I don't know what has happened to Gabe Kidd. This is not the same Gabe Kidd I first got introduced to in New Japan.
No. And there's just something about the way this promo, like, I don't know. Finlay didn't sound all that great. Clark Connors didn't sound all that great. Gabe rarely ever sounds great. Gabe, I like more as just somebody who's just crazy. Like, once he gets, like, he's the dude I like to watch fight in these matches. Like, that's what I enjoy from him, and that's where I want to see him kind of stay in that area. This is the first time Clark Connors has spoke, and me been like, not very good.
Yeah, it's depressing. It was disappointing. I won't say depressing. It was disappointing.
The whole segment was disappointing, but basically they're coming for the Trios Championship. And listen, I kind of hope they win it.
I do too.
Because that'll make it...
At least we can agree on that.
That'll give Kevin Knight the opening to go join the Hurt Syndicate.
Hurt Syndicate. Yep.
Backstage, the best promo of the fucking night, Tekla is also tired of hearing about Hayter being a champion before. I'm like, we can agree. Listen, preach. Tekla was speaking to my soul with this fucking promo, dude.
It was a promo for one, huh?
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't bad, but it was nothing.
Oh, I loved it. She was like, you keep coming back.
Bitch.
She's like, you keep coming back, and it's not because you're the toughest. It's because you're the dumbest bitch alive. And she was like, and after Dynasty, you're going to be the dumbest bitch dead. And I was like, that is fantastic. Keep calling her a dumb bitch. And as a matter of fact, I want you to also make fun of her kissing her stupid fucking arms. Like,
You're writing material for her.
yes, dude, I will write her an entire fucking promo if I'm allowed.
Just bullet points, man. Don't script her out. Just bullet points.
Spoke to my soul, my guy.
Bullet point number 1. Her stupid fucking kissing of the arms. Bullet point number 2. Your stupid fucking outfit and hair.
In-ring segment. Cope and Cage come out.
I love Cope and Cage.
Cope said
They're so growing on me.
Cope's like, it basically was like FTR. He wasn't small enough to fit into FTR's world, and FTR wasn't big enough to be in theirs. And at Dynasty, they're going to take their place, their rightful place as AEW champions. I wasn't as big on Cope's section as I was Cage's. Cage had me rolling. So Cage
had me, but what Cope said was not bad.
No. Cope almost never has a bad talking segment.
I agree with that.
Unless he's trying to debate with Ricky Saints.
Let's not even bring up Ricky at all.
Cage then says FTR pissed off a lot of people, the Canadian people, and he's like, and as a father figure, you guys have been naughty. He said, I've visited both your moms so that there is no confusion. I begged them both, and I laughed.
It's so juvenile, but it's so him.
He then said he plans on visiting Stokes' mom so that he's not left out. But it's going to be as one half of the AEW Tag Champs. And as you can tell from my laughing, it's funny as hell to me. Because I like
it was just juvenile. It was hilarious.
I can only think about all the times I've heard the phrase, well, I fucked your mom.
I banged your mom. Really? Really, did you?
Oh. Anyways, FTR's music hits. But RPG Vice attacks him from behind.
Yeah, getting revenge from last week.
Stoke hits a spear on Christian, which is the third best spear I've seen in wrestling in the last 5 years.
Why is Stokely Spear better than Jey Uso and Roman Reigns?
Listen, the best spear goes to Braun.
Yep.
The second best spear currently actually probably goes to Clark Connors. And then now Stoke.
And then Stoke is third. Yeah.
Stoke is number 3.
And Edge. Better than Edge's.
Yeah.
Or Cope, whatever you want to call him. Better than Cope's spear.
Absolutely.
Step your game up, people. The guy who just got out of a wheelchair is spearing people better than you.
Backstage, Darby wants to be the top guy, but he's afraid he might not ever be a top guy because to be the top guy, you need to be champ. He's like, he spent his whole life with the world telling him he's not enough, but he's always been enough, and he needs this. And then he walked off and yelled something. I think it was just like, ah, or something.
I hope he is, ready to fail again because I don't think he's going to be world champion anytime soon.
No. Match 4 was my match of the night. By the way, before we get into this, AEW, please, for the love of God, do not start following the 4-match fucking match card that WWE does. We like you because you throw a bunch of matches on a show. Please don't keep up with this. This is 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Well, they've got so many backstage segments to build this terrible build to Dynasty.
But yeah, main event, match 4, United Empire, which is Callum Newman, Hanare, and Francesco Akira. And Will Ospreay versus the Death Riders, which is just all the guys in the Death Riders.
Mox, Daniel Garcia, Claudio, and Pac.
Right. So they also apparently this was like some sort of like Canadian Carnage match, which it's just a hardcore match. Like you guys just call them hardcore matches. Like you don't need to name it after every city that you're in.
Well, dude, just think about all the different titles they use for hardcore matches. Unsanctioned, Lights Out.
I don't need an Indiana ICU match. I just don't. I don't care. I don't care.
You don't want a Philadelphia street fight?
That's even the worst, dude, when it's just something street fight. Like, just hardcore match. Just call it a fucking hardcore match.
Insert town name here. Street fight.
The only two different things there should be. There needs to be a hardcore match, and then there needs to be a fucking death match. Those are your two options, because a death match, it's going to go a little bit further than a normal hardcore match.
Right.
Outside of that, I don't need 50 different fucking names for 50 different fucking states. I don't.
Yeah.
Add in however many provinces, because now they're doing the shit in Canada. So,
Right.
I fucking hate it. Anyways, United Empire attacks Death Riders during their entrances. At some point, Windsor decides to fucking join the party again.
She just keeps putting herself in these things.
So there's this part. I didn't notice the first catch because I was working pretty ferociously during this match. But there was one part, dude. Hanare goes to dive off of something on the outside of the ring, and Claudio catches him. And Claudio, in a power slam position, walks him halfway around the ring, and then stops, picks him up into a full fucking suplex, and then continues to walk him around the ring. In a stalled suplex, just to suplex him through the table on the opposite side of the fucking arena. All right.
It was cool. The other one, Claudio caught one of the smaller Will Ospreay clones. And tilt-a-whirl backbreakered him out of the air.
So Callum Newman is the tallest of the three guys that were there.
Sure, he's the dark-haired Will Ospreay guy.
Right, he's the actual IWGP World Champion. And then you've got the really small white guy who is
the little tiny Italian Will Ospreay looking guy.
He's Francesco Akira. And then Hanare is just the scariest looking fucking dude I've seen roll through AEW in a while.
Yeah, he has a look.
he has a presence too. Like he's the he is basically Tomohiro Ishii, but like 40 years younger.
You're not wrong. You know what the only problem is with him? He disappeared for like long portions of this match.
He got suplexed through a table after being upside down for like 45 seconds.
I understand that part because then he was out for the rest of the match, but he was, and it's the nature of the match, I suppose, because I'm sure he was doing stuff. Just the things that the truck was shooting just involved none of him.
Right.
So he just like popped in for his spots and then was like gone. But he was the most interesting looking one of all of them, and he had the least amount of screen time.
So there was this part towards the end of the match. It's what led up to the finish, where they were doing this whole spot where everyone was going through tables. Well, almost everyone was going through tables. So
the two tightest people in this match could not. It was like watching a WWE women's match from 5 years ago, where these fucking bitches just will not break the table. They gave it so many, like 3 attempts to break this fucking table.
It was 2. It was so the first time he goes to slam him through the table, and Garcia just lands on the fucking table.
They just slid off the back.
And then, so he's laying on the table at that point, and little Francesca climbs up to the apron to dive off of the apron onto him, trying to go through the table. He lands on Garcia, and they both just slide off the back of the fucking table, dude. And I start laughing because, of course, the first thing that pops in my head is, I am the table.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know how much you can attribute that to I am the table and not just you guys weigh 35 pounds together. I don't.
Yeah.
Because no one else had a fucking problem.
Why would you put the 2 lightest guys together? Throw Pac in there. Pac's at least, 220, at least 220, with as broad as he is now.
It reminds me of those videos you run across on the internet where they're showing tables not breaking and people like slamming somebody through them 5, 6, 7 times in a row and the table just will not break. Ospreay hits a hidden blade on Mox through the table. It required some help from Callum, though, because Mox was whooping his ass.
Wasn't he?
But Callum,
Mox double arm DDT'd him like 3 times in a row.
yeah, he was going for a fourth.
Shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Ospreay was getting his ass beat.
But yeah, he hits the hidden blade. They get the win. We get this really long Kenny Omega fucking vignette because they have to wait for the ring to get cleared.
Right, which was like half revisionist history. Yeah.
Yeah, it was already like 10:05. Like the show should have already been over. And
yeah, they had a long overrun.
Kenny Omega finally comes out, and immediately I'm just like, fucking shoot me. Fucking, like, if I had a mic that was...
terrible suit on.
If I had a mic that was freeform, I would have been fucking banging it against my own fucking head, is what I would have been doing. But
it wasn't that bad.
Dude, yeah, it was. Kenny comes out. He apologizes for losing his cool. He's curious about what he was mad about. He was like, I try to live up to the names that everybody gives me. He's like, all MJF can do is talk. He can't wrestle as well as I can. He doesn't have the history of wrestling as well as I can. He threw around some weird words in all of this, too. He called like a fucking scarf a blankie, and among other things.
He called MJF scarf a blankie.
He said that AEW isn't just his legacy, it's everyone's legacy, and what people deserve is a champ who will go down as one of the greatest of all time, and it's not going to be MJF. And I was like, for the love of God, go off the air. Like,
yeah,
just cut him off.
Pretty generic babyface promo.
He is so bad at making me give a shit in terms of speaking. Like, when he starts wrestling, it's great. I love to watch Kenny Omega wrestle. But God, he doesn't know how to cut a promo that is worth a damn. At least not anymore.
He used to be so much better at these, dude. He used to be so much better. I don't know what happened. I don't know if my love for him was blinding me to how bad they were in the moment, or they just used to be so much better.
No, he probably just had Don Callis talk for him for most of the time, and then he'd chime in with something afterwards real quick, and it wasn't as exposed.
Well, he wasn't with Don Callis for all of his run. That was just for like the belt collector gimmick.
But basically he said he's going to win, and then MJF's music hits, and I'm like, oh, good. Somebody that can save the day. I was wrong there, too, because MJF just came in, and he was like, everyone's scared that Kenny might be his last shot at the title, and you know what, you have nothing to worry about, because it is going to be the last shot at his title. I'm like, dude, you sound stupid. I don't... this build sucks.
Yeah, Kenny was talking a lot of ifs. If I did this, and if I get this, and if I did this, and Max was just pretty much saying all the same shit he's been saying to every opponent forever, and how he's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and he's better than you, and that's the only... He kept calling him Bub or Bud.
And then Kenny, to try and wrap it up, is like, I would like you to allow me to not allow me to shake your hand. Or how did he word it? He was like,
live up to the
could you live up to the glory of being champion and shake my hand, or some stupid fucking phrase like that. And yeah. Dude, the only thing that popped in my head was The Office. My mind was going, no.
I declare bankruptcy.
And so, but then it kind of gets good for a second, because like MJF turns to walk away, turns back and swings on Kenny. Kenny ducks, knees him, drops him down, and he picks the mic back up, and he's like, you're so predictable. And he steps on his arm, and he takes the diamond ring off. And I'm like, dude, he's going to take the diamond ring. And here's the thing. You know what's funny? You didn't even tell. I found out how it actually ended because you said something, because at that point I went back to focusing on my work and didn't pay attention to the rest of it. I was like, he's got the ring. Cool. We can just move on, and he's not going to have the ring to use.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I'm like, oh, what a smart babyface. Take the equalizer out of the equation.
I was like, this is like the smartest thing a babyface has ever done against Max. This is great.
Yep.
And then you had messaged and said, nope, he gave it back. And I was like, he did? I went back and rewound it to check it. And I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, I text you. I said, well, he gave it back. What an idiot. Now I hope Max uses it to cheat and win.
Well, and that's why they gave it
Your
back,
own
because
downfall.
here's the thing, Max is going to win this match.
Sure.
There's no
He
reason for
should.
Kenny. There's no reason for Kenny to be champ, because you know what?
Agreed.
It's going to make way more sense when it's MJF versus Darby Allin. So
He's going to be headline takeover again.
I'm kidding. We're not going to get that match yet.
I would not be mad at that match.
Here's the
They
thing.
had the opener match for whatever pay-per-view that was, and that match was a fucking banger, dude.
Here's the thing. If we get MJF versus Darby, the build is actually going to be better. Listen, I hate to tell you guys this. Darby is such a better speaker than Kenny, and I hate to say that.
He does it in much shorter sentences and much shorter segments.
But so one of my problems with Kenny specifically, and again, I don't know if this has always been the problem, Kenny is just too calm and collected for me when it comes to being a promo guy.
It's fine when you're a cocky heel. It comes across weird as a babyface.
He almost feels like he doesn't have any passion, and then when he tries to exhibit passion, it comes off as forced.
It comes across fake. Yeah.
So it's like Darby naturally feels passionate, even though we know he's always one step away from death.
Dude, the problem with Kenny is there's two Kennys. There's United States Kenny, and then there's Japan Kenny. And Japan Kenny is like a different fucking person, dude. I don't understand it.
I can help you. That's an easy one. It's because he's a heel over there.
Yeah, he was.
Still is.
They kind of love him now, but
he still cuts fucking promos on the crowd. They just woo.
Sure. In Japanese.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just feels like a completely different wrestler.
Maybe he should just start talking in Japanese on AEW and they can translate it. I don't know.
Yeah, they could just give him Asuka segments. Subtitles. Pre-tapes.
I just struggle with the stuff he says now. I don't, and it's very much like the whole, oh, you have your little blankie, and I'm just like, dude, what are we fucking doing? I don't.
I like an edgier Kenny, and he hasn't been edgy in a long time.
The only thing he's edging is my annoyance.
Well, that's very true.
But I'm excited to watch him and Max actually wrestle, as long as we don't get.
It depends on what kind of match. If it's a grinded out, I'm going to work on your stomach the whole fucking match bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to what.
I'm not there for that.
No, me neither. I'm hoping the way Kenny was talking tonight, though, where he was basically like, "I'm fine." I'm hoping we're away from that.
I just see abdominal stretch fucking spots near ropes where Max is grabbing the rope.
And then he had that moment where he was like, "Oh, I've got a little boo-boo." And I was like, "Why are you no, dude? You listen."
No, I had a little boo-boo tummy issue is what he said. Exactly.
I was like, "Suffering succotash. This is fucking terrible."
Yeah, it was cheesy. But we love Kenny.
I love Kenny. I love him more when he doesn't talk now, though. I don't. Just come out and whoop people's ass. That's all I need. That's
right. The stuff with Swerve, while not great, was still better than this. I don't know. He's going to the wrong direction.
I just need him to start whooping people's asses. That's all. Don't even say anything. Just come out, whoop people's asses.
Come out, fucking V-trigger the shit out of somebody.
Finger bang people, and then V-trigger them.
Finger bang.
Listen, I hope him and Bandito never wrestle. I don't want to sit there and watch them fucking finger bang each other.
It's the finger bang match.
Anyways.
And Kenny does the single and he does the double.
Yeah.
So. Oh, dude, what if they're a tag team and they'll be
Oh,
called the
so then
finger
they're just
bangers?
finger banging everyone else. Listen, this is. You ever see that episode of Family Guy? It's one of my favorite segments where they're like, they're talking about, I'm finger banging you, mom. And then Meg comes in. She's like, I want to finger bang somebody. And everyone's like, no, Meg, go away. No one wants to be finger banged by you.
Oh, Meg.
Oh, anyways. So with that being said, that was Dynamite. It wasn't as bad as like I made it sound at parts. I mean, the parts were bad, but
There was a couple. What made the show not so bad is there was a couple of, and granted they probably weren't supposed to be funny, but audibly laugh out loud funny moments, whether intentional or not, that kind of
what
kept
was?
the show moving.
Oh yeah, the Christian Cage one. I banged them both. Um, yeah, no, great time. So with that being said, join us next time. Saturday night we'll be covering Collision, and then Sunday we got Dynasty. So
Yeah, we'll have to do our predictions probably Saturday as well.
yep, that'll be our review and prediction show. I'm guessing the show itself isn't going to be that great, so we'll probably
No,
fly
it
through
doesn't
that so
look
we
like
can get
it's
to our
going to be
predictions.
super great. We got that Okada match versus the Rascal guy, and that's about it, really.
We also got the trios match, which should be pretty decent.
Who's the trios match? Oh,
The dogs
the
versus
Dogs versus
Mystic.
Jet Speed and Mystico.
What do they call
Yeah,
themselves?
that'll be fine.
Jet Set Mystico, I think is what they call themselves. Um, but yeah, so that'll probably be entertaining. Maybe we'll get a heel fucking Kevin Knight out of it. Here's what I want. I want. Listen, I'm gonna fantasy book for Tony just so I can be disappointed when it's something stupid later. I want Speedball to take the pin, and I want it to piss Kevin Knight off, and then Kevin just start whooping his ass in the ring and taking it out
Yeah.
on him. And then,
And then like MVP come out on the like ramp or something with his cane.
well, and then I want them to come out because I could see Mystico trying to get involved, and then all of a sudden, the Hurt Syndicate come out, and
We
then
hurt people.
they actually come to help Kevin Knight out.
I would like that. Maybe to give Kevin Knight some personality too.
Listen, he's got perfectly fine personality. It just doesn't vibe with you.
He comes across a little cheesy
He's
and a
just
little
cocky.
too cocky.
He's just cocky. He's no more, no less cocky than anyone else that's been cocky in the history of wrestling.
But it comes across so cheesy for him.
I feel like it's always come across as cheesy. It's just more acceptable than for some people because they've established themselves. Like The Rock's was very cocky, and he was more
Oh,
established.
his was cheese ball shit too.
Yeah.
Some was really he had really high highs and only he had mediocre lows.
Listen,
They weren't like really low lows.
one of my favorite Rock moments of all time is him holding Raw hostage for like 45 minutes because he. It wasn't that long. It was like 25 minutes though. Because he wasn't gonna.
I like the rock concert.
It wasn't sing along with the champ.
He had a segment here when he was doing that gimmick that was funny too.
He was a good corporate champion.
He was just Hollywood rock singing with his little guitar every week about the different cities. It's peak wrestling, man. They don't do that anymore. The shows are not as entertaining like that.
But anyways, we love y'all. We'll talk to y'all Saturday. Deuces.
Later.